The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
From Disneyland. Wow. They got this one ride, see, it's like, like through a jungle or something. There's alligators and crocodiles and monkeys chattering up in the tree. You're like on a boat in a river, see, and there's weird sounds all around, and weird birds flying. I'm telling you, it's better than the real thing. You got to see that. You from back east?
Kansas.
I am telling you, there is nothing in Kansas like what you're going to see in L.A. Like that, for instance. Oh, hey, you know that movie house where they put movie stars' footprints in cement? Well, I was going to do somebody, I don't know, some old timer, but well, it happened a week after I had to be back to work.
You there. Don't be afraid to use your camera. Now, this part of the lot is where we have most of our standing sets. You've probably seen us walk in a dozen disguises if you go to our movies. And we certainly hope you do. Now, the deck of that paddle boat has been a regular classroom. 20 years ago, Carmen Miranda taught Cary Grant to rumba there. 10 years ago, Burt Lancaster taught Audrey Hepburn how to land a trout. And about 2 weeks ago, Paul Newman taught 3 very big men that cheating at poker isn't too good of an idea. Betty Grable cried herself to sleep up in that boarding house, even though Dan Daly, Jack Oakey, and the entire Green Bay Packers football team were down below shouting that they loved her. The Mexican fort up ahead was captured by Errol Flynn, not once, not twice, but 3 different times.
Mr. Flynn said he was a little worried the county was going to start making him pay taxes on it. That's the barn where the famous shootout scene took place at the end of the Jesse James movie. It's the oldest permanent set on the lot, and it's complete in every detail. Though the facade is sometimes featured as background, the interior has been used for nearly 10 years. Oh, it looks as if you men are in for a treat. There's one of our young starlets, Rachel Holt. Rachel has been under contract to Century for almost a year now. She's about to begin work on a new picture. Isn't she beautiful? Stand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stand 1. Okay, let's hold here a minute, Tony, you're not dipping on the first thing. And, Judy, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 to count, all right? Okay. Rachel, let's see you. Here, you know what to do with that. And bring in the news. And, clear a path. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. This is the thing we got yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold it. I'm sorry, Mark. You're breaking it all wrong. Look, it's a symbol of peace. You got to be delicate, okay? I guess I'm a little out to lunch. Okay, let's try it again.
All right, speaking of lunch, I think I'm ready for it. Rachel, do you want a bite? Margot, why don't you finish the sequence with the rest of the dancers, all right?
Okay. She had it yesterday. I don't know. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the round. And 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know, tomorrow's a big day.
I know.
We've had 5 days of rehearsal on this sequence. Margot says you were doing fine yesterday.
Don't worry. When the cameras roll, I'll be Gwen Verdon.
But, Rachel, I know that this is your first big role in a musical comedy.
It's not that.
Well, then what is it, love?
I know this is ridiculous. I got this morning.
Hey, Kevin! Hey, Jimmy! Looking fine. Jim, this is Rachel Holt. Rachel, James Coburn.
Hi. I'm a fan of yours.
Hey, thank you. I heard you were on the lot. How's the deal? How does it look? Oh, yeah. Well, it looks good, smells good. Well, if it doesn't work out, there's a project I'd like to sit down and talk over with you.
Yeah, well, I doubt if you can top this one.
Could you tell us what it is?
Yeah, they want to name a sandwich after me.
All right, what do we got here? Fallen is Babylon. It has become a dwelling place of demons, a haunt of every unclean spirit. Prepare, Rachel Holt. Thy judgment has come. Well, so what? Every actor gets these.
Sure. But it's my first.
Well, it's not going to be your last either, not with the image that you've got going for yourself. Look, Rachel, the crank letter is one of the world's oldest forms of communication. Even Socrates used to get them, and he wasn't half as sexy as you are.
I guess I got a little shook up.
Well, at least you know you have a public. Come on, maybe we can get a sneak preview of the James Coburn sandwich. Very nice, Wilma. Simple lines, beautiful.
Thanks, Mr. Grant. I think it turned out real nice.
It works first shot in the morning.
It'll be ready.
Good. With you, young lady, you get some sleep, huh?
After I soak my feet.
Hope your husband feels better, Wilma. Good night.
Wilma, do me a favor.
What's that, honey?
Would you lift this and pull it in like this?
Oh, gosh, honey, I don't know. Mr. Grant.
Oh, you won't even notice it.
It's a much better line for me, and it's better for the show, too.
Really? Pretty please?
Well, I'll see what I can do. Thanks. You'll be on stage all day tomorrow? All day. I want to check with you about the other outfits.
Sure.
Oh, I love your shoes. They're very attractive.
A friend of mine makes them. Look on the inside.
Say, that's real classy.
I'll have him make you some. What size do you wear?
You needn't do that. Here.
I'd say about a 5.
5.5. But, Rachel, you shouldn't do that.
No,
Here.
please, Wilma, I want to. You've been so nice to me.
Oh, thank you, dear. I'd love them.
Well, night. Say hello to Harry and tell him I told him to get back here.
Don't make a sound and you won't get hurt. It's a real gun, by the way. Start walking. Come on. Put your hands behind you.
They'll find us, you know.
Give me your word.
I promise.
You lying Jezebel! You're corrupt, Rachel Holt. You're corrupt. You've let the devil mold you into an object of lust, and now you're nothing but his chattel. Don't you know Satan's using every enticement to seduce and destroy man? Don't you know the whole world is on probation? I was carried away in the spirit into a wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and she was bedecked with gold and jewels and pearls. And on her forehead was written, Babylon the Great, mother of wantons and of every obscenity on the earth. And then a mighty voice said, Fallen, fallen is Babylon. It has become a dwelling place of demons and a haunt for every unclean spirit. And then among all the chosen and all the faithful, the Lord put it into my heart to carry out his purpose. The fierce wine of his vengeance. Render unto her as she is rendered, and repay her double. As she's glorified herself and played the wanton, so give her a like measure of grief. Oh, for mighty is he who judges her.
David. Hi. Well, I'm afraid we got a little surprise for you this morning, Kevin. This early?
That's a surprise. No Rachel.
You're kidding. Yes, your Mr. Makeup called, didn't show in wardrobe. I called her apartment, no answer. Called her agent. He says he hasn't talked to her since yesterday morning.
Why didn't you call me?
Well, I did, but you'd already left, so I got David.
Well, but you mean to tell me she didn't even call in?
Nope, not a thing.
Oh, well, Baldock, what you can do, revise the schedule?
Oh, what else can I do? I'll keep you posted.
Go to my office.
And 1, 2, all the way around. That's it. 5, 6,
Margot.
7, and 8. I heard the news. What are we going to do?
Well, we'll have to shoot the high-angle shot we originally had scheduled for tomorrow. If we're careful, we can use Rachel's dance, and she's here, I hope.
Marianne?
She in the right wardrobe and in her wig?
See for yourself.
Morning. Let's take a look at you. Very nice. We're going to put you on film first thing this morning, okay?
Okay.
You going up? You guessed it. Thought it was tomorrow. Time flies. Here you go, Kevin. Thank you, Bobby. Let's get everybody ready for a rehearsal. If the boys are ready, you can tell them to play along. Anytime you're ready, Blackie. You still want to be a director, Nate? Yep. Don't. And if you do, don't produce your own pictures. And if you do, don't use any talent school actresses who've just appointed themselves stars. Excuse me, Bob. That'll be good, Blackie. All right, take your first positions, please. All right, let's have the playback, Bobby. All right, playback.
Good morning, Miss Hope. I hope you weren't too uncomfortable last night. Hey, don't be afraid. I want to help you.
Help me.
Of course. You see, you're in mortal danger. Because the Lord has judged this city and its inhabitants. He sent them signs of his wrath. But they ignored the signs. Even the tremors in the earth, even the smiting of the pleasure seekers in the midst of their revels, they have not changed their ways. And soon they shall reap the whirlwind. Now, when this was made known to me, I prayed that I might come speak to you. You see, I don't think you want to be the way you are. It's just that you're weak, and the devil has used your weakness to his own purpose. The Lord looked with favor on my plea. Go, talk to her, he said. She shall not be destroyed if she returns unto me. And so he directed me to come.
What time is it?
What's the matter?
I'm working on a picture, and I'm supposed to be on the set. They're going to be doing my number.
Which number is that? The one where you wear the costume, you sweet-talk the dressmaker into making even more indecent after your boss left? Oh, I saw. I was right outside the window. Why did you want it shorter?
It looked better.
Well, wasn't it because you enjoy parading yourself? Wasn't it because you want men to lust after you?
I wanted it to look right, that's all.
Right.
I wanted it to look right for the show.
How many men have you led on? Dozens? Hundreds? Can you even keep count? How many lovers have you had? Don't you know it's the devil's work you're doing? Don't you know Satan's kneading you like a ball of wax?
Please let me go. I just have to get down there. They're depending on me.
Well, the Lord's depending on me. He's depending on me to get you off the path of sin, to save you from perdition. What scenes of lewdness are there in this movie? Do you take off your clothes and let the eyes of the world defile the sacredness of your body? Do you let the whole world see a sight that ought to be your husband's alone?
It's not like that. It's about what young people are thinking and feeling, and how their ideas are different than their parents.
In other words, how they've strayed.
It's an honest film.
You don't know what the word honest means.
That's not true.
Look, you gotta surrender yourself to the Lord, Miss Holt. He wants you to be restored to grace. Look, Satan's working on you. He's working on you right now. Can't you feel it? He's got you in his grip, and he's shaking you around like a puppet. Now, you gotta fight him. You gotta fight him hard, because he's strong, and he ain't gonna let you go by himself.
What do you want from me? You get into this. You want me to...
Go on, you heard me. Get into it. people. Yes, to share in her sins, lest you take part in her punishment. Sit down over there. Yes, that's it. That's how you ought to dress. And that's how you will dress from now on. When night comes, we're going home.
How far are we supposed to go to?
May I help you?
Yes, I was wondering if you can order food to take out.
Sure. What would you like?
2 hamburgers, French fries, a couple of coffees.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any blueberry pie?
Blueberry? Yes, we have blueberry.
1 piece.
Everything on those burgers?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Why don't you take a seat? It'll be ready in a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin Grant.
Hi, Kevin. Joyce Haber.
Hi, Joyce.
I hear Miss Up and Coming up and went.
I'll bet you columnists stay up at night thinking of those.
True?
Yeah, true.
A little grandstanding, maybe?
Honestly, can't tell you yet.
Word of honor?
Cross my heart, what's left of it.
Well, stay in touch.
Yeah, sure.
Bye, dear.
Goodbye, Joyce.
I'll tell you one thing. This is a publicity stunt. I will personally break that girl's neck.
I'm sure it isn't.
What about her love life? Any problems? She serious about anybody?
She was seeing a lot of Al Gray.
Al Gray. He went back to New York, didn't
I think they still write.
he? Right. I just remembered something.
What?
She showed me a crank letter yesterday that was bothering her. I tried to laugh her out of it.
Oh, everybody gets them.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
What did it say?
It was from the Bible. Something about Day of Judgment, Babylon.
Kevin, you don't actually think that...
Hi, they roll out a roast beef, so I got you a
Mitch, get me the
cheeseburger.
police.
That's the barn where the famous shootout took place at the end of the Jesse James movie. It's the oldest permanent set on the lot and is complete in every detail. Though the facade is sometimes featured as a background, the interior hasn't been used for nearly 10 years, since dialogue recording can be controlled so much more easily on the modern sound stage. Now, if you'll look up this right. Shouting that they loved her.
Okay, guys, 3rd and 10. Now let's go get it, huh? Sam! Hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. Ready. Say it. Hut 1, hut 2, hut 3. Go!
I'll get it.
Hey, let's have the ball.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again.
commissary of yours. Sure got an awful lot of funny-looking people there. I saw a man look just like Jesse James.
Okay, guys, no more blow. Let's get back to the set.
I got you some pie.
I'm sort of watching my weight.
You're not fat.
Well, it's nice of you just the same.
Well, my mother makes really good pie. Blueberries are specialty.
Where are you from?
Whitelaw, Kansas. Oh, you're going to like it back there. The people are really friendly. It's just to the west of the Red Hills and Medicine Lodge River and just to the east of the Blue Stem pasture lands. My father used to say it was the most patriotic spot in the whole country. Red Hills, Whitelaw, and bluegrass. And I'd pipe up with and blueberry pie. We had a farm then. Not too much different from this.
Dad was a farmer?
Till it stopped paying. That's why we moved to Whitelaw. A big federal dam project opened up on the river. They needed men. There's a big power plant there now. It supplies all the electricity around for miles. I worked at that plant for a while.
What'd you do?
Night watchman. I had lots of time to think, though, and read.
You didn't go to school?
Only a year I went into high school, my dad died. And a little while after that, my mother got married again. They moved away, and I just finished out the year.
You didn't go with them?
I was already working at the plant, and I was making good money. I used to go to the movies in the daytime. Some days I'd be the only one there. You know those licorice gumdrops they sell in movie theaters? I must eat 3,000 or 4,000 of them.
Where were you living?
My dad's sister. Crystal's her name. Well, we didn't get along too good. So finally got a place of my own, near the plant. I guess the first time I saw you in a movie was last Thanksgiving. Of course, you were only in it for a minute. You played a secretary sitting on the boss's lap.
Oh, it was terrible.
I didn't think so. I started reading up on you. In the picture magazines, found out all about you.
Such as?
Oh, lots of stuff. About how you go shopping at the market in your bathing suit.
Ryder just made that up.
Why?
He thought it would make me sound more interesting than I am.
What do you want to lie to people for? It isn't right.
Never really thought of them as lies before.
You just said it isn't true. But your name isn't even Rachel.
Edna May.
They change everybody's name out here.
What's your name?
Alan. So I saw your new one before I left.
Left child.
I don't remember the name of it. It's the one, you know, where you play a...
Prostitute?
And you come downstairs in the laundry and the guy beats you up. He hurt you real bad, didn't he? You cried for such a long time.
Alan, I was acting. The man was only pretending to hurt me. He barely touched me.
Oh, no. He hurt you real bad. I could tell. You cried so. What'd you want to stay with him after that for? He didn't really care anything about you.
Alan, don't you see? You don't really know me. All you know is the image of me you've gotten from my movies and from the fan magazines. It's a big fantasy.
Oh, my mother's really gonna like you. We'll have to stop and visit her on the way back.
Alan, I can't go back with you.
You'll see. Oh, you'll feel so much better inside. You'll be at peace with yourself. You'll never be lonely anymore. Once you've let the Lord in. I was so lonely. I'd just sit and cry. Me, a man. And one day, early spring last year, I was sitting by the reservoir, The last skaters were going home. The ice was beginning to melt. And all at once, something in me melted, too. It was like opening up a letter. You know who it's from, but you don't know what it's about yet. That was my call.
It sounds beautiful. But it's a private experience. You can't make it happen to someone else.
I wrote my mother about it. I don't think she really understood what I was saying. She's different now in lots of little ways. Like when she came to visit. She wouldn't even go see my dad's grave. She said cemeteries depressed her. He was her husband. How could it make her unhappy to be where he was? Well, Eddie's the cause of that.
Man she married? She did marry him, didn't she?
Of course she got married again. Crystal's always hated her.
What did Crystal say?
She's just a mean, dried-up old lady, that's all.
What did Crystal say?
What difference does it make?
What did she say? Tell me.
She said my mother couldn't get married again because Eddie already had a wife. She made out like my mother lied to me.
Didn't you go to the wedding?
It was back where his people are in Indiana. She sent me a picture. She had on a corsage and a veil.
What did your friends say? They said she was living in sin, didn't they? And worse than that, they called her names and they called you names. I know, Alan, I had it too.
Oh, you'll burn in hellfire. You gotta be saved.
Not me, Alan. Her. Don't you see? It's her you're concerned about, not me. I've become, I don't know, confused with her in your mind. Maybe it's because of the parts I've played or because I look like her. It's her life you want to change. It's her you want to reform. Alan, you've got to accept the truth to yourself. You've got to accept her as she is. It's the only way to make the hurt stop. Believe me, I know.
Be awful stiff. I bet you'd like to stretch your legs. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Where's your shoe?
That's the barn where the famous shootout scene took place at the end of the Jesse James movie. It's the oldest permanent set on the lot, and it's complete in every detail. Though the facade is sometimes featured as a background, the interior hasn't been used for nearly 10 years, since dialogue recording can be controlled so much more easily on our modern sound stages. Now, if you look up to your right, you'll see our special effects shop. Right this way. Now, the deck of that paddle boat has been a regular platform. 10 years ago, Bert Lancaster...
Lord didn't even want him to find it.
This is the...
David, what's the latest from the police? They questioned the night gate. Says Rachel never left the lot last night. At least not on her own.
Well, how can he be sure of that?
They can't. But it seems whenever she leaves the lot, she either gives him a wave or blows him a kiss. He's an old-timer and obviously looks forward to it. Anyway, it fits with the police auto expert. He says her car hasn't been driven in at least 24 hours.
Well, she said she was going to go right home.
He checked her apartment. Her bed hasn't been slept in. None of the neighbors saw it.
Right, so the police theory is that she was abducted right here on the lot?
If she was abducted, it probably happened on the lot.
Oh, what do you mean, if? Do you have any doubts?
Kevin, Rachel is Rachel. It's perfectly possible she's pulling a publicity stunt. She's done it before.
What about the crank letter?
According to Inspector Burriston, in 99 out of 100 cases, the act of writing and sending the letter is the only release the guy wants or needs.
Well, it's that one other case that worries me. What about the hospitals?
Nothing. There is one other possibility.
Yeah. That she was never taken off the lot. Whoever it was just left her here.
I'm told the odds are against it, but we started a search anyway.
I'm going to wrap the set right now. I want to go with you.
I'll have a car for you.
Nothing over there. Well, I guess that does it for inside. Let's check the outside.
Nobody in there. Let's try the back.
You better just die before you contaminate any more.
You wanted me just then, didn't you?
No.
That makes you a sinner, too.
You stay away from me.
You kissed me. I didn't make you do it. You wanted to, and you still want to.
I'm pure.
Oh, no, you're not, Alan, and you know you're not.
Well, the Lord's chosen me. I'm pure.
Then why did you want me to take my clothes off?
So you look decent like you should look.
You were thinking about me being undressed, weren't you? And you were picturing me in your mind. You wanted to turn around, but you were scared.
You filthy tramp!
There are no tramps. There are no saints. There are just men who can't accept women as human beings. You blamed it all on me, but it was really you. You just used me rather than face yourself because you hate yourself. I'm sorry, Alan.
Tonight on Masquerade.
Who are you? What's this all about?
Hey, what'd you use on this guy, Rachel? Karate?
This way, honey. From your waist. That's better. Where's your bikini today, Rachel?
I left it home.
He was a real sickie, huh, Rach?
Not any thicker than a lot of people.
Did he try to molest you?
No.
What did happen? You were up there overnight and all day today.
We talked. He brought me some lunch.
Oh, I get it. It was sort of a lunch date. I'm surprised you didn't take her to the Brown Derby. Oh, come on, Rach. Give us something to play with. This thing could be a terrific hypo for your picture, and you know that.
You really don't care what you write, do you? As long as it sells your papers. Well, shake. I used to be exactly the same way. I didn't care what I said and did as long as it sold my pictures. And me. Well, guess what I just found out? People go to see those pictures. People read the papers. There are people out there. Maybe you should give that some thought the next time you put your name on something. I'm going to. Starting now.
What do you call that? The new Rachel Holt?